Xin chào các bạn, hôm nay mình chia sẻ một video phỏng vấn thử tiếp theo cho đơn N400 mới. Ở video này chúng ta sẽ luyện nói câu trả lời. Đối với câu trả lời dài, bạn hãy bấm dừng video để trả lời, sau đó hãy qua câu hỏi kế tiếp. Hay với câu hỏi dài mà bạn muốn xem nghĩa thì bạn cũng bấm dừng để xem nghĩa. Và ở các lần sau khi bạn xem lại video này thì bạn đã quen với câu hỏi đó thì bạn không cần bấm dừng câu hỏi đó nữa. Sau đây thì mình sẽ chia sẻ danh sách một số người đã học trên kênh và thi đậu. Đây rất là nhiều bạn. Thì trong đó có một số chú lớn tuổi như 58 tuổi, tiếng Anh, bập bẹ. Nhờ học các video phỏng vấn thử trên kênh thì đã thi đậu. Hoặc một người nữa là 60 tuổi, không biết tiếng Anh nhưng học trên kênh của bạn, nhờ vậy mà đã thi đậu vào ngày 27 tháng 8. Đây, các bạn khác nữa. Thì trên kênh mình có một chuỗi các video phỏng vấn thử này. Thì khi bạn xem chuỗi video phỏng vấn thử này thì bạn đã luyện tập được nhiều lần. Nên khi thi thật thì các bạn sẽ dễ dàng thi đậu. Ngoài ra thì mình còn có một số cái bài thi mẫu, nếu các bạn học thêm thì sẽ tự tin hơn. Danh sách các video phỏng vấn thử và bài thi mẫu này mình sẽ để ở bình luận của video này. Bài phỏng vấn ngày hôm nay đó là tình huống mà ứng viên đã hoàn thành quá trình check-in và đang ngồi ở khu vực chờ để officer gọi vào phòng phỏng vấn. Bây giờ thì các bạn vào phỏng vấn thử nhé.
P12. Thank you for coming in today. I'm Officer Thomas. I will be conducting your interview today. Nice to meet you. Please follow me. Please feel free to put your belongings next to your chair and remain standing. Before we start the interview, I need you to take the oath. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? What did you just promise? Good. You can lower your hand now. Please have a seat. How are you feeling today? Don't worry. You will be fine. How did you get here? How long did it take to get here? Did anyone accompany you today? Where are they now? Have you been studying hard for the interview? Good. Do you know why you are here today? Why do you want to become an American citizen? Good. Did you come here voluntarily? Are you filing the naturalization application under the general provision? Have you been a lawful permanent resident of the United States for at least 5 years? Can I have your green card, your passports, and any state-issued ID, please? Thank you. Now, give me a few minutes to collect your fingerprints and your photo. Please place your right index finger on the scanner. And switch to your left index finger, please. Perfect. It's time to have your photo taken. Please look at the camera in front of you for me. Thank you. Do you have any questions before we start the interview? Are you ready for an interview? Good. First, we will complete the English reading and writing test, and after that we will move on to the civics part. Please read the sentence on the tablet in front of you. Correct. Now write down the sentence I'm going to say. Sure. Here's a pen and paper. Adams was the second president. Adams was the second president. Perfect. You passed the English reading and writing test. Now, we're going to the civics test. Have you studied for the test? Good. I will ask you up to 10 questions, but if you get 6 answers correct, I will stop you. First question. Why does the flag have 13 stripes? That's correct. What is one thing Benjamin Franklin is famous for? Good. What are 2 rights in the Declaration of Independence? Correct. Who is one of your state's U.S. senators now? That's fine. Try another one. What is the name of the national anthem? Correct. What happened at the Constitutional Convention? That's right. What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful? Good. You got 6 questions correct and passed the civics test. Now, we will move on to your application interview. What is your full name? What is your given name? What is your last name? What are other names that you've ever used, including nicknames, maiden name, or family name at birth? Do you want to change your full name on the certificate of citizenship? Please write your new name on the sheet. When did you become a permanent resident? Are you from Vietnam? What is your birth date? Okay. What's your social security number? Do you want the Social Security Administration to update your immigration status with the SSA if you're naturalized? What is your gender? What's your weight? What's your height? What's your hair color? What color are your eyes exactly? All right. What's your current physical address? And is your current physical address also your current mailing address? You've lived at this address since September 28, 2022? Where did you live before moving to this address? All right. What is your current marital status? How long have you been married? Where did you get married to your current spouse? How many times have you been married? Did your husband serve in the military? Is your spouse a U.S. citizen? When did your current spouse become a U.S. citizen? Was your spouse born in the U.S.? What is your spouse's legal name? Is your spouse's day of birth May 3rd, 1993? Is your current spouse's present physical address the same as your physical address? How did you meet your spouse? Please show me your marriage certificate. Is your spouse working? What is your spouse's current job? Where is your spouse working? What is your phone number in case we contact you? Was one of your parents a U.S. citizen before your 18th birthday? All right. Are you currently employed? What did you do before that? Okay. Do you have any kids? How many children do you have? Tell me their names, please. Where were they born? Are they currently living with you? Are they your biological children, correct? Can I see their original birth certificates? All right. Have you ever left the United States since you got your green card? How many trips have you taken outside the United States? Which country did you visit? Were any of your trips were 6 months or more? When was your last trip outside the United States? What was the purpose of your trip? When did you return the U.S. on the last trip? Now, let us go over some questions from Part 9 of N400 application. Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen, in writing or any other way? Do you currently owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes in the United States? Do you know what owe taxes means? Have you ever registered to vote or voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? Since you became a lawful permanent resident, have you called yourself a non-resident alien on a federal, state, or local tax return or decided not to file a tax return because you considered yourself to be a non-resident? Have you ever advocated, supported, and promoted any opposition to all organized government? Have you ever been a member of the Communist Party? Have you ever associated with any group anywhere in the world that advocated any of the establishment in the United States of a totalitarian dictatorship? What is a totalitarian dictatorship? Have you ever advocated, supported, and promoted any of the overthrow by force or violence or other unconstitutional means of the government of the United States or all forms of law? Have you ever advocated any of the unlawful assaulting or killing of any officer or officers of the government of the United States or of any other organized government because of their official character? Have you ever advocated, supported, and promoted any sabotage? What is sabotage? Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with, or have you ever provided money, a thing of value, services or labor, or any other assistance or support to a group that used a weapon or explosive with intent to harm another person or cause damage to property? Engaged, participated in kidnapping, assassination, or hijacking or sabotage of an airplane, ship, vehicle, or other mode of transportation. What does kidnapping mean? Have you ever ordered, incited, called for, committed, assisted, helped with, or otherwise participated in torture or genocide? Have you ever participated in killing or trying to kill any person? Have you ever ordered, incited, called for, committed, assisted, helped with, or otherwise participated in intentionally and severely injuring or trying to injure any person? Have you ever participated in any kind of sexual contact or activity with any person who did not consent, did not agree, or was unable to consent, could not agree, or was being forced or threatened by you or by someone else? What is sexual contact or activity? Have you ever participated in causing harm or suffering to any person because of their race, religion, national origin, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion? Have you ever served in, been a member of, assisted, helped, or participated in any armed group, for example, paramilitary unit, self-defense unit, vigilante unit, rebel group, or guerrilla group? What is a self-defense unit? Have you ever worked, volunteered, or otherwise served in a place where people were detained, forced to stay? For example, a prison, jail, prison camp, a camp where prisoners of war or political prisoners are kept, detention facility, or labor camp, or have you ever directed or participated in any other activity that involved detaining people? Have you ever sold, provided, or transported weapons, or assisted any person in selling, providing, or transporting weapons, which you knew or believed would be used against another person? Have you ever been a prostitute or procured anyone for prostitution? Have you ever paid money for sex or sold sex for money? Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Have you ever lied to any U.S. government officials to gain entry or admission into the United States? Have you ever committed, agreed to commit, asked someone else to commit, helped commit, or tried to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested? What does commit a crime mean? Have you ever manufactured, cultivated, produced, distributed, dispensed, sold, or smuggled, trafficked, any controlled substances, illegal drugs, narcotics, or drug paraphernalia in violation of any law or regulation of a U.S. state, the United States, or a foreign country? What are controlled substances? Have you ever married someone in order to obtain an immigration benefit? Have you ever helped anyone to enter, or try to enter, the United States illegally? Have you ever made any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States? How do you define misrepresentation? Have you ever given any U.S. government officials any information or documentation that was false, fraudulent, or misleading? Have you ever been placed in removal, rescission, or deportation proceedings? Have you ever been removed or deported from the United States? Have you ever left the United States to avoid being drafted in the U.S. Armed Forces? Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces? Do you now have, or did you ever have, a hereditary title or an order of nobility in any foreign country? What is a hereditary title? Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States? Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States? Are you unable to take the oath of allegiance because of a physical or developmental disability or mental impairment? Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction? What is civilian direction? Good. Do you promise everything you've said is true? Great. Let's review the updated application on the tablet one more time to make sure everything is accurate. If there's something that you need to make a correction, let me know. Perfect. If so, I need your signature on that last page. And here is the oath of allegiance to the United States. Please also review and sign at the bottom if you're ready. I'm pleased to inform you that you've met all the requirements to become a U.S. citizen, so you passed your naturalization interview today. Congratulations. You're welcome. Here's the result. It just shows that you passed your interview. We'll send you a schedule for the oath ceremony, and we'll send you a notice someday this week, so you should receive it shortly. Do you have any questions for me? You're welcome.
Bạn vừa xem xong video luyện trả lời. Bạn hãy luyện tập nhiều lần để tự tin hơn khi thi thật nhé. Chúc các bạn may mắn.